Hey, everybody, welcome back. And we're going to be talking about Thor #9, written by Donny Cates, art by Nick Klein, colors by Matt Wilson, and letters and designed by VC's Joe Sabino. And Donny Cates is one of those guys, when he goes on a book, he just doesn't tell you fun little stories, right? The Venom book is a good example of him going on to a book. He likes to change the mythos. He likes to go and see little loopholes he can grab onto, put them into the here and now, and make things bigger and make them his own. And if you like Donny Cates, you like him for that. If you don't, that's probably the thing that drives you nuts. He does it a lot with Venom. He's doing it a bit here with Thor in the idea of, hey, what happened to Donald Blake? Why haven't we seen Donald Blake in a while? And Donald Blake would switch back and forth with Thor. It always reminds me as well when you had Rick Jones switching off and on with Marvel. Now that involved them each going to the negative zone while the others in our world. Donald Blake, though, goes off to what I'd like to say is like Pleasantville, if you've seen that, or The Truman Show. He's in a world, an idyllic world where it's on a loop, but it resets when he comes out. He comes out and then goes back. He doesn't remember being, but it's one of those things where if you're there too long, it might drive you nuts. He's been there longer. He has gone insane. We don't know that at first. What we're seeing is a little background to let everybody know who Donald Blake is and how his connection with Thor, where Thor hasn't switched with him in a while. Now, when Thor switches, he ends up going off to the elder spirits, the ancient kings, where he can commune with them, he can talk, he can ask them advice, things like that. He doesn't go to this, perfect world. He goes where all of the ancient spirits of, the Norse stuff going on. So he hasn't done this in a while, but he needs to now. And he needs to because he has to ask why the hammer can be picked up by anyone, yet it's getting heavy for him. So he's going to do this. He tries to lie to Loki about it. He says to Loki, yeah, I think I need a vacation. I'm going to go off. I'm going to switch up with Donald Blake. Can you keep an eye on him? Because I just want to go and, relax. And Loki's like, no. I know what you're doing. You're doing this because of the hammer, and picks it up and throws it at Thor and says, I've known this. This isn't a shock to me. You can't lie to the liar here. By the way, I'm not a liar right now. I'm the king of stories, he says. But you end up having this happen where Thor switches. The problem is when Thor does switch, he goes and the other gods are like, no, they don't even want to look at him. They're embarrassed. And Thor goes to check things out and goes to Donald Blake's, looping, always Pleasantville type deal. And Donald Blake has murdered everybody. He has destroyed the whole thing, burned it down in blood. He's written, "Where are you, Thor?" in the narration. Donny Cates is saying that he yelled out to Thor, "Thor, where are you?" Thor never answered. He's gone insane. In fact, he's gone so insane that he has killed the great serpent. Things have gone wrong. So you're like, oh no, what's going to happen to Loki? Loki's there to watch him. And you go and you're going to get a bit of a fight. And Donald Blake is just going to just wreck house and just destroy because he is a doctor. He even says to Loki, you call me doctor. He's slicing him with a scalpel. Loki's in big trouble. But the big thing is at the end where, you can get him out of there and switch with Thor. And in the setup with this, I do believe unless the, perfect world there is completely ruined, but it seems like it would reset the way they're spelling it out. And Donald Blake, might reset as well, though he has wrecked the giant serpent. So that may have put things on a bit of a, different path. But if he would just switch, then his mind goes back. But the thing is, the staff that he switches with, that he needs to hit on the ground, Donald Blake doesn't want to go back. And he breaks it over his knee. He's like Bo Jackson breaking the bat over his knee. He just breaks it. It's pretty tough. But that pretty much at this point spells the idea Thor ain't coming back. There's no way for him to come back here. So it's a pretty crazy cliffhanger. It's a very quick read. It's a good read. And you see more of the descent into madness of a Donald Blake, which really does hit like, we haven't seen him in a while. So I like that clever bit that Donny Cates has used here to go with, like, hey, we haven't seen, here's why we haven't seen him and what has happened because of it. So my book of the week, 9 out of 10. And I hope you liked this issue as much as I did, but I'd love to hear either or. And if you like this video, please like it below and subscribe to the channel and look at the show notes that has all sorts of weird science stuff, podcasts, websites, and whatnot. But thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.